Hey Scorpio, there is an intense eclipse happening in your fifth house of love, romance, creativity, risk-taking, pleasure. What does this all mean? We're going to discuss the astrology, dive in with the tarot, and find out. So keep watching. So Scorpio, welcome to the channel, or welcome back. So good to see you here. All right, Scorpio, so let's discuss these eclipse energies. Pisces full moon lunar eclipse happening in your fifth house. Now, this full moon is conjunct Neptune, suggesting that there could be a lot of spiritual messages, creative energy. That's, kind of Neptune's positives. It's not so positives, can be confronting illusions, delusions, things we've been kidding ourselves about. So full moons, of course, bring illumination and insight. But when we're dealing with a lunar eclipse, that full moon can bring the information right up in our faces that we got to change something and change it fast. And sometimes the lunar eclipse brings an ending, brings a chapter to a close. It does it for us by eliminating a person, place, or situation that is no longer really necessary in our lives. Where we get into trouble sometimes is that we want to hold on to that situation and we have a rough time letting it go. So now you may want to cast your mind back to September 2016, which was the last time we had a full moon lunar eclipse in Pisces near this degree. We had one at 24 degrees that time. Right now we're having it at 25 degrees. So there may be echoes of a similar energy. It doesn't mean a situation will repeat exactly, but there could be threads to that time in your life or like an energetic reverb of what might be going on for you. Now, here are some situations that could be happening for you. Remember, it's a general reading. Some may or may not apply to your life, depending. So some of you could be finishing up some sort of big creative project or project that has that you've been devoting a lot of your time, energy, and creative life force energy. You've been pouring it into something important to you, whether it's raising a child, writing a book, building a home, remodeling a home, things really personal to you. So you could be reaching a culmination stage with that, wrapping up one chapter to move to another. If you're dealing with something romantic, it could be the end of a long period of being alone. And something new could be happening for you, at some point soon with your love life. It could also be, though, that you're facing the writing on the wall with a close association, probably a romance. Either it's going to happen, it's not going to happen. Either it's going to be what you want or it's not going to be what you want. If this person's already in your life, maybe since 2016, again, there could be a parting of the ways. Now, this doesn't mean it's going to happen. It just depends on your individual situation. If you're dealing with something like this, where you've kind of been this close to ending it, this eclipse could kind of push you in that emotional direction of saying, farewell once and for all. However, remember, the planets don't tell us what to do. We have free will. It's always our choice. But we do know that energies are heightened at a full moon, and they are especially heightened at a full moon in Pisces with Neptune involved and at an eclipse. You've also had the South Node going through your 12th house of karmic completions, wrap-ups, and endings for the last year-ish, a little longer. So you're kind of in that mode anyway, of acknowledging people, places, and situations that are karmically ready to leave your life. You don't need them anymore. You've outgrown them. You've learned whatever lessons from them that you've needed to learn. So, that's another supportive energy at this time as well to kind of help you close out a chapter. But let's see what we have going on for you. We're going to start with this Oracle deck. I'll leave a link to it in the description. I really like this deck a lot. It's shadow and light. It's kind of like the two sides to the same coin. So it helps us kind of look at, another perspective of the energy. So let's see what we need to know for you, Scorpio. Then we'll pull some tarots. Scorpio, fifth house eclipse. We have, we have number 13. We have rejection and maturing. So that's interesting. So I think you're realizing you've outgrown something. You know, the fifth house is also pleasure and hobbies. So it could be where you're realizing you've outgrown a certain thing you used to do for fun. You've outgrown maybe that group of people. You're kind of ready for something different, more, whatever mature means to you. Mature does not necessarily have to mean, you know, sitting around with a bunch of like 90-year-olds. Okay, we're not saying that unless you want to. I mean, that's your choice. Okay, nothing wrong with 90-year-olds either. But you know what I'm saying, right? Mature is a state of mind. There's something maybe, I think it's more in the idea of something you've outgrown. That's what I feel. And the thing you could have outgrown is a relationship. That is possible here with this energy. Okay? But also this idea of rejection, handling a rejection in some way. If you're on the receiving end of a rejection romantically at this eclipse, let's just say, you know, Scorpio can take those types of things to heart much more than other signs, perhaps. Especially if you have a Scorpio moon. You know, it can take Scorpio a while to recover from some sort of romantic knockback or blowback. But, you know, I think this is also saying that you're turning a corner in terms of that as well. Like you're coming to a new acceptance and maturity of those situations. You know, where maybe when you were much younger, it hurt more or took you longer to get over it. Now you have the grace of time and perspective to put everything into perspective for yourself in a mature way. So there could be something like that going on as well. The other kind of little buzz I'm getting is, you know, if you've been working on something creative and it is ready, it's like kind of there, right? It is time for you to face any feelings you have of rejection that are holding you back from sending something out. Getting it out there, a song, a story, a novel, a dance, whatever you're doing creatively, and to take that risk for yourself and not fear being rejected. Everybody gets rejected. Everybody hears, you know, bullshit about somebody's got to say something. It's just the way the world is. So, you know, have the sense again of maturity to overcome these preemptive feelings of rejection that are maybe holding you back from really putting something out there creatively for yourself, okay? Especially because, like, again, that eclipse is in your fifth house, so you could be finishing something up that's very significant creatively. Okay, so let's see what we have, Scorpio, with this for you. And I think it really can be that you outgrew a relationship. Or a peer group even, can be. I mean, I know fifth house is not necessarily groups. That's more 11th house, but that's kind of what I'm getting. Look, the sun. It has something, I think, to do with your creative energy. Could be children, too, as we said before. Knight of Pentacles. Interesting. Ten of Pentacles in your heart. Three of Cups. Isn't this beautiful? And the Page of Cups. These energies to me are really speaking about your creative life, you know, and also though romantically can be. We're getting the Pisces energy here. We have the heart energy, which is very romantic, the Leo energy, relationships. Because this is your career though, of course, as well. But we're talking the fifth house. We're analyzing the section of your chart where the eclipse is happening. But this is also, you know, the Leo, the 10th house is not just career. It's also the public and what they think of you, you know, and how they think of you, how they see you. So I find this fascinating. All good energies here. We have this beautiful Page of Cups. I got so much to say here. All right, let's get it together here. All right. So we have the beautiful Sun card, creativity, happiness. There is something that you have completed to your satisfaction. There's something you're very proud of. This could be a child, creative project, whatever you got going on. Your heart is full of joy for something in your life that you are very proud of concerning your fifth house. I think, again, it's creative. The Knight of Coins is interesting. You had invested a lot of time in it. You've been working on it hard. But Knight of Coins is also, it's not doing anything. He's in the regular tarot. He's sitting there just looking at it. So that's ties in with what I was saying about releasing it out into the world. You're just sitting there holding on to it. Okay, 10 of coins is in your heart. So you do want some sort of long-term growth from whatever this is. Like your fondest hope and dream would be, if this is a creative project, that it'll end up blossoming into some money for yourself. 10 of Pentacles. Look, we have the 3 of Cups, Pisces, double Pisces going on here. I think if you joyfully release this into the world, you could be on the receiving end. Depending on what it is, it could be Scorpio season, which is not that far away. It could also be next Pisces season, because sometimes it takes a little time, depending on what you have going on creatively, to gain traction, or even to get a book published these days, or put an album together, whatever you're doing. But I think you're going to get some very favorable response. 3 of Cups, this joy and celebration. And it's going to lead you to continue with this. I think there's something here a little bit like you need that response from the outside world in order to continue this. You need that little, it's like, when you jumpstart a battery, like you need that little bit of oomph from your audience, like the people who you want to share this with. I mean, you've been doing it for the love of it, the sun, but now you do want that to come back to you. And I think that's what this is too. Like you want the joy of knowing that somebody read your book and really loved it. Yeah, you want the money from it too. The 10 of coins in your heart. Okay, yeah. Okay, but you also really would like that. And that's going to feed your desire to write another book, to create another song, to, etc. Okay? Now, I also feel like there's something here where you're shifting perspective. If you've been heavily involved in your career, and again, nothing wrong with that, your Leo energy, your 10th house, and you've been very successful at it, Sun card, you've gained recognition, you're happy, but by the same token, you're feeling, well, yeah, but in the meantime, I kind of neglected my personal life a little bit. You're going to bring it yourself back to investing your energy, 10 of coins, into things that matter to you also in the long term. Career is important, of course. Everybody needs to make money. This is the world, right? Of course. But sometimes, especially in American culture, we neglect our personal lives. I know things are tough right now. People are trying to do what they can do. And you got to survive. You got to eat. You got to have a roof over your head. But you also need to live. You need to have a personal life. And I think that's also something that you're focusing back in on. The long-term satisfaction. Because let's not forget, too, the 10 of Pentacles, although not in this deck, does have a couple in it. It also has an elderly person in it as well. But what I'm feeling here is that, if you're really wanting a relationship, especially because this eclipse is in your 5th house, as I said before, you could be making the decision that you're going to start going out there. You're ending this period of isolation and loneliness and just career. And you're going to go out there and start enjoying yourself. Okay, 3 of Cups, Page of Cups, like with things you enjoy. I mean, we're not saying that, like just going to a concert, associating with a couple good friends, going out and just having fun and seeing who you might meet. I think, again, you're going to meet somebody. Page of Cups is here. So, depending on what you have going on. So I think it ties in very much with this rejection and maturing. There is, I think, a little bit of a shift in your perspective. Something has changed for you or is about to change for you with this lunar eclipse. What it's highlighting, these energies of wanting more out of life, whether it's romance or creativity or just having a personal life. But, 5th house is pleasure too, as I said before. Just having pleasure in your life again, doing a few things with friends, starting, your art projects, getting more involved in them, whatever it might be. So Scorpio, leave me a comment. Let me know what's going on for you. Venus is about to enter your sign. Ooh la la. Exciting. It's always good when Venus is going through our own sign. Please, if you feel so inclined, if you got value out of the video, if you'd hit that thumbs up or share it with a friend or subscribe if you haven't already, all of that really helps the YouTube algorithm recognize my channel and push the video out to more people, which is a very simple, easy, and free thing to do that helps me And I'm forever grateful for you, Scorpio, if you do that. You don't have to do it, of course, but if you feel so inclined, that would be very, very wonderful. And please do subscribe if you haven't already, because I am adding a few new things to my channel. I will still, of course, still have tarot and horoscopes, but as some of you may know, I'm a very creative person. I like to do all sorts of things. And I'll be uploading a few new videos using another kind of creative talent. I love writing, as some of you know also already. And especially, I mean, poetry. I mean, I have a couple of poetry books, that I've published. And I am kind of using that skill again, but in a different way. And one of the first things I created was something for you. It's kind of more Scorpio moonish, but it's still got Scorpio vibes. So that will be coming to the channel soon. You might want to, again, click that subscribe so you don't miss it when that video drops. Again, that's not replacing anything I'm already doing. It's just adding value to the channel and adding another creative outlet for me. I think it's really important, especially we're talking your 5th house of creativity, right? It's really important for us, in my opinion, because we are creative beings, to grow, expand, try new things, whatever's lighting you up and getting you excited. And if you can joyfully share those with other people, it's a win-win, I mean, you don't have to watch the video when I upload it. It's fine. Like that's okay. But I'm doing it more for myself, right? To try and expand my creative horizons. I hope it inspires other people, not necessarily to do what I'm doing, but that it inspires other people to use their creativity more or in new alternative ways or ways, whatever. So get to it, Scorpio. You have so much beautiful energy to share with the world. Get it out there. Let people enjoy all the things that you are creating. And if it's time to realize to focus more on your personal life, then let's get to that too. All right. Love you guys. Take care. I will see you again soon. Stella Wilde, signing out.